6 minutes and 44 seconds. Wow, what a final drive. I could have went 3 times in bed. It was amazing. What's your name? I am Carlo. He's here. I'm Adrian. Thank you. I couldn't think in the moment of what your name was because you got more names than P. Diddy. But I got a special guest here today. So I am Carlo. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. Make sure you sub his channel because he's the best Eagles guy on here right now. He's even better than me.
That's saying a lot, man, but I try.
Let's talk about this game today because you know what, man? People call me a Doug Peterson hater. They think I'm a hater. There's a difference between a hater and a realist. And we were talking about this pre-show. I've got no complaints about Doug Peterson today. My anger is towards Jim Schwartz, and we'll get into that later. But the play calling today I thought was pretty good. You can nitpick a couple things, but 36 designed runs again for 200 yards. LeGarrette Blount got a majority of the carries, which is what I wanted. So I got that too. You can nitpick some things, but I got nothing bad to say about Doug Peterson today.
Oh, me neither, man. I got nothing bad. I said that in my what do you call it? My recap video I did on my channel. I mean, his play calling was awesome. I mean, like even the pass plays, the one play he did where he faked it to Smallwood and then faked it to Torrey Smith going around the back, and then he gave it. It was a screen to Smallwood. Smallwood, bam, broke it for like 30. He was like, dude, this is the Doug Peterson I remember from last season when we were 3-0. We were whipping on the Steelers, whipping on the Bears. Even when we weren't 3-0, we went against Atlanta or against Washington late in the year. His play calling was sensational. It was like, dude, this is what I want. This is what I need. And it seemed like last year, the Bengals game is when his play call started different, when he passed it 65 times. Or the Seattle game, or like he wasn't as innovative. And then it led into this year, the preseason. I started seeing, I'm like, all right, this guy can't call plays to save his life. Then the first 2 games, 75% of his plays were pass plays, passing 75% of the time. And we looked sloppy, we looked awful, and we have all these great weapons that we brought in from what people said. I thought it would be different. But today is what I've saw before, and this is what I'm capable of doing. Now, I'm not saying I'm the biggest Doug Peterson supporter. Can he win us a bowl? That's a little stretch. We'll talk about that later maybe. But this is what I want to see out of an offense. Move perfectly. This is like when you watch, well, not right now because the Cardinals ain't as good, but you watch Bruce Arians' offenses, it just moves smoothly. You watch Andy Reid, it moves smoothly with the Chiefs. You know, all that. That's the shit I wanted, and today he did it. Today he did what I seen before he could do. It was perfect.
Yeah, and that's perfectly said. You know, it did remind me of the first 3 games from last season. Just everything was good. And even I got to give Doug credit here too. Everyone thought this was going to be a trap game. Like everybody. Everybody thought they were going to start flat, and they started 13-0.
I couldn't believe it. We came right out the gate, man. The offense was just clicking. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, wow, okay, this game might be a good game for us. And it was. And I give the Chargers credit. You know, I know they're 0-4 right now. Like I said on my recap on my channel, I don't want to keep mentioning that, but I said that they shouldn't be 0-4. They should easily be 2-2 right now. They should have won the first 2 games. Those field goals, that young kicker, that rookie kicker missed those field goals. Other than that, their team has played perfect. Their defense has been perfect. Melvin Ingram, I think he has 6 sacks in the season. He's a beast. Joey Bosa. They're better than their record shows. And it was last year. Same thing last year. Last year, they could have been like a damn 11-5, 12-4 team if they could have closed games. They could have made the damn playoffs and made noise if they could close games. They couldn't close them. And they're a good team. They're a good team, man.
Can't close. Can't close. They're the team that, you know, lets the guy walk in at 1 a.m. and steals their girl. That's what the Chargers are right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know they're 0-4, and people can say what they want, but they're a solid team. They're not like the Giants. I'm not trying to take shots at them, but they're not like the Giants who are 0-4, and they're just not a good football team. Their offense is not good. Nothing's good. Play calling sucks. They're not like that. Their Chargers are a solid damn team. They should be better than that. Yeah,
I completely agree. I really do. And let's get back to the running game here. So I did the calculations. 36 designed runs for 200 yards, 5.55 yards per carry. You look at last week, 33 designed runs for 171 yards, 5.18 yards per carry. I will go back and look and see how they produce from shotgun in terms of under center, because last week they were 5 yards per carry on both. So that's great to see. 8-1 now under Peterson when they run the ball 30 times or more. And even if you take away that 68-yard run by LeGarrette Blount, he still averaged 4.53 yards per carry. So LeGarrette Blount was a beast. The running game was on point. And by God, the offensive line looks amazing.
Wow. The offensive line did look perfect. And early on in the year, the offensive line didn't look so good. But there was plays where they did look good. Like against the Chiefs, there was 3-man rush getting through, this and that. But there was plays where I watch and go, wow, they're giving Carson a lot of time, but he's getting sacked because he's sitting there too long in the pocket. Yeah. And we're blaming the O-line. Now, O-line had a great game today. Okay, I will give them – they got to give them credit for the run. And just like you were saying, it's funny, I said that earlier. I was saying that our winning percentage, when we run the ball, we rush for 100-plus yards or 150-plus, we have a winning record or whatever. I didn't know. Pearson's 8-1 when we rush 30-plus times?
8-1. That's a stat from E-Rock, by the way, so it's not like I made it up. E-Rock had this great graphic on Twitter like 2 weeks ago, and they're like, when they run it like 15 times or less, they're like 1-something. It's bad. So obviously, as they continue to run the ball more and more, their record is higher and better. So I'll have to check you. I'll have to show you that little. I guess it's a meme, whatever you call it. A meme. So yeah, I'll have to show that to you. So I'm not taking credit. That's all E-Rock.
No, that's what I'm saying. That makes me think even more. Okay, now I don't want to bash Doug because he had a great game today. Okay, great coaching, but you can't be that stupid. Your record is 8-1 when you rush it 30 times. Then run the bitch 30 times a game. Why did he ever go away from it? 65 passes, this, that. If that's your record, man, run the rock, man. Just run it.
It's okay to say he's stupid because sometimes he is.
He is. I like the guy. He's a nice guy. You know, oh, gosh, he doesn't curse and all that stuff. But I'm just joking. But overall, I mean, 8-1 when you run the ball 30 times, then run the damn ball. I don't get it. I mean, the past 2 games he's done it, so I can't blame him. But keep it going. Keep it going. I don't give a damn who you got running the rock. Somebody said to me one day, I was talking to someone who came into my store. The guy's a big Eagles fan, and he's telling me, oh, well, they can't run the ball because they have no one to run it with. I said, dude, that's completely false. You don't need a LaShawn. Exactly. You don't need a LaShawn McCoy. You don't need a Zeke Elliott. You don't need a Bell or a David Johnson. Now, they help having them, but you can grab any 3 – I wouldn't say any 3, but you can grab – basically any 3 running backs that are on an NFL roster and just run them 3 guys like he did. I'm not saying Blunt's a bum, but, you run Blunt, Smallwood, Clement, or you run this guy. Any NFL team can do that. You don't need that person. Oh, we don't have the guy. Just run the damn ball. The O-line gets the holes, they hit them. It's that simple.
Yep. And by God, the change at left guard has just opened up everything. It's amazing what one switch at a position can do. Isaac Seumalo stunk. His first 2 games, he gave up the 4 sacks in the second game, generated no push in the running game. All of a sudden, you make the switch to Stefan Wisniewski, and now look, it looks beautiful. It's like perfect harmony.
Oh, dude, it's perfect. I'm so happy because I had big hopes for him. Young guy. I thought, wow, okay, maybe he's the guy because they said he could also play center, right? Or was that some okay. Yeah. Him, he can do center, this, that, and I was like, okay, maybe eventually he can replace Jason Kelsey because I do have a problem with him. I still do, even though he had his okay game today. But they had him in there. He was terrible. He was just getting blown by. I seen him play versus the Chiefs. I mean, literally, he was just standing still like he was stiff, stiff as a board, and just the guy pushed right by him. And then we put last week, I don't want to reflect on last week, whatever, but we put Chance Warmack in. I'm like, okay, good, yeah, switch at guard, yeah. The first freaking play, we drop that play action, he gets blown up. run over like a damn bulldozer, just boom. The guy blew him up, and I'm like, whoa, this is not going to be good. The next play, we go out there, bam, ran over again. I'm going, whoa, maybe we should bring what's his name back in? A young guy. What's his name? Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
Who are you thinking of?
No, the guy with the afro, the guy we were just talking about. Seumalo, there you go. We should bring him back in, I'm starting to think. Then I'm like, wait, whoa. Wisniewski is perfect. That's who we need. That's who I want. Just keep him the hell there. He's a damn beast, man. And I don't know. He's perfect. So I like that.
I want to get into the specifics of this 6-minute and 44-second drive. By God.
Well, hell yeah.
Amazing. All right, so they ran it 8 times and 3 passes. And the 3 pass plays that were called, I thought they were all perfect because 2 of them came on first down. So, like, 2, I believe they were 2 stop routes. One was Torrey Smith and one was Jeffery. And they picked up like 8 or 9 yards right off first down. Easy completion. And that just sets you up on 2nd and 3rd down to move the sticks. And in that 4, 5, 6 minutes type of situation, you get 4 or 5 first downs, you win the game. There was a 2nd and 7 where he called hitch to Ertz, and he picked up 5 yards, setting up a manageable 3rd down situation. The only thing I nitpick there, hey, I would have had Blunt in there instead of Clement on 3rd and 1 or whatever. But, Clement picked up 2 third downs. Blunt picked up the other, and the Eagles won.
That drive was awesome.
That was amazing.
That drive, I mean, the way it was orchestrated, I can't remember the guy's name who was calling the game. This is the first time I actually seen him call the game. Mark something, you know what I'm talking about. Guy trashed Chip Kelly. Do you know his name or no?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Me neither. But you know his face when you see him. The guy who made Chip Kelly was on ESPN. He even said it. He's like, the way this driver here was orchestrated.
Mark Schlereth.
There you go. I hated this guy, and I thought he was going to trash us the whole game. But it looks like it looks like he likes us now ever since Chip left the building. I guess he just hated him. He's one of those old football guys where even though Chip didn't last, he's just one of those football guys where it's old school. Okay, back to what I'm saying. That drive was just perfect. Everything was perfect about it. They ran the clock all the way down. They pounded the ball. Short passes here and there, like you said, those couple routes. It was just perfect, and it was something where I thought, like, damn, we're gonna choke here. Something's gonna happen. A pick's gonna get thrown. I don't know. I was just really worried. It was just perfect. Just jam it down the throat, made them running out. We didn't even have to kick a field goal and give them back the ball. We just ran all the way down, all the way. I couldn't even do that shit in Madden, but dude, to be honest with you, I couldn't even do it in Madden, and I could do anything in Madden, but I couldn't even do that in there. Because I would have had to kick the field goal, or this would have happened. We ran all the way down to the damn knee.
Dude,
when we got the ball, what was it again? The time?
6 minutes, 44 seconds.
6 minutes, 44 seconds. Ran it all the way down, the way down to a knee. Actually, 2 knees. Damn, man, damn. You can't. It was a great drive, dude. It was probably one of the best drives of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could have fucked Mila Kunis 3 times, man. I told you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, okay. Next topic. Carson Wentz deep ball. All right. So coming into the game, 4 of 16 on passes, 20 yards or more. If you look at the stats in this game, he was only 2 of 6, but it's kind of deceiving. All right. So the first ball that he threw, which was just unbelievable. Perfect trajectory, dropped it right into the bucket for 38-yard completion. You had Torrey Smith drop one on the right seam. Perfect ball. Should have caught it. And then you had one in the end zone where Trevor Williams broke one up, but that ball was perfect as well. So Wentz was really 4 of 6 today on the deep ball. I thought his accuracy was there. It did kind of waver as the game went along. There were a couple times where he kind of hung Alshon Jeffery out to dry. But in terms of his deep passing, the ball placement was there today.
Oh, it was there, man. I mean, the one, as I said, the one to Aguilar, I mean, it was a beautiful catch. Don't be wrong, because Aguilar always drops balls. It was a great catch. But, dude, the ball was just right there. I mean, if you can't throw better than that, man. That was a perfect throw. I mean, I'm just looking at TV and go, wow. And a lot of the balls that Wentz throws, I love Wentz, okay? But he does struggle with the deep ball, like you said.
Yeah.
He does struggle with it, needs to work on it. And, coming out of college, they said he had immediate deep ball accuracy. Like, his deep ball was accurate as hell. I think John Gruden was saying that. A whole bunch of people said his deep ball was really good, et cetera, et cetera. And in the pros, it hasn't been as good. In my personal opinion, is because he hasn't been used to playing with receivers who can go that deep in the NFL. Or against guys who had speed like that. You got Torrey Smith who has speed. Aguilar can now just shoot out. You got Jeffery. He's not used to that. It's going to take a couple more games. His deep ball will probably get better. But that one to Aguilar was just perfect. And then the Torrey Smith one was possibly even better. What was he? Damn near triple covered, and he got it right in there, and he drops the damn ball.
Yep.
He drops the ball, man. That is
more than Aguilar.
Yeah, he's the new Aguilar, man.
He is. He literally is. He tweeted after the game though. He said something like he's in the worst stretch of his career, but he's going to keep his head up. Go Eagles. He said something like that. So at least he knows he's playing like shit. I guess. I don't know, but he's got to pick his game up straight up.
Yeah. Well, who said that? Torrey Smith.
Torrey Smith. Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised he said that.
Yeah, it's like an Aguilar thing. Like
yeah, because last year when he was with the Niners, I mean, he wasn't too good at all.
No.
I thought coming here he would have been better. He has had some big stuff. I'll go back to the Redskins game against Redskins. Carson Wentz could have definitely hit him for a touchdown, and he missed that deep ball, the one. And the second one was broken up by Norman, but it was underthrown. But then again, you don't know if Torrey Smith would even caught it, so I don't know. But yeah, he's got open deep. It just I don't know. But yeah, Carson Wentz deep ball, it needs to improve. As I said, I like the kid, but some stuff he overshoots stuff. It's footwork's all over the place. But then again, it's like you watch him, like I said, you watch him and it's like, man, why would you make that throw? The throw's over the guy's head by like 5-10 yards. Man, why is it so low? But then he makes a play like he did against the Redskins where he breaks off 5 guys and does some Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre stuff and launches it up and he goes, wow, this kid is really special. Like this kid is something that it comes around every couple Andrew Luck type stuff comes around every couple decades. And then he does, I don't know. I think it's just, I think now I see in the last 2 weeks, people said he had a bad game against the Giants. I don't think his game was really that bad. He just played within the offense.
It's because people look at the yards. That's the problem.
Exactly. People look at the yards, the stats. They want 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. They want all these big numbers. I thought he played one. Honestly, it might sound crazy to people, but I thought he played one of his best games against the Giants because he didn't.
It was his best game of the season.
That's the same thing I said. And people said it was his. I was even reading an article. It was like some guy was saying something about Wentz. He's on the uprise, and the guy said this was on NFL.com. The guy said he probably had the worst performance of the season or of his career. I'm like, the worst performance of his career, that wasn't even that bad. It was probably his best. And today was really good too because he played within the confines of the offense.
Yes.
He ran the ball, play action. See, but when he's asked to drop back 60+ times, you could tell he gets rattled or his footwork is sloppy. He's his shoulders are drooping to the left, drooping to the right. He's throwing over people's heads. But when they have it like that's awesome. But there was a couple TDs this year on those deep balls we talked about. They would have been touchdowns on his resume. The Alshon one against the Giants, 2 against the Redskins with the Torrey Smith.
Yep.
But I don't know. Overall, I think the past 2 weeks he's played the best. That's how I want to see him play. I don't care about all the stats, all that stuff. Just win us games and play solid, no turnovers, man.
Yeah, stats mean nothing to me. Stats are the most overrated thing in sports. It really is. I just watch the game. I see what – now, I know I use statistics right here sometimes, but use it as a guide, right?
Yeah.
Like if you see him play well and then you're like, oh, the stats illustrate that, okay. But sometimes the stats don't illustrate it. Like, for example, to talk about my little flashback that I did from the Chargers game. I don't know if you saw it, but 2005, when Donovan McNabb set an Eagles franchise record with 35 completions. He was 35 of 54, and it was only for like 287 yards. But he was awful in that game. Inaccurate, low balls, high balls. But if you look at the stats, it looks great, right? So another thing about the deep ball, too, another point I want to bring up, because when Brendan and I broke down the tape and we saw that deep ball to Alshon last week, there was nothing mechanically wrong with his feet, with his posture, with his body, with his how he threw the ball. And Brendan is like a coach, so he knows all this shit. Yeah. So I think it's because of his mechanical changes and the fact that he's not used to the muscle memory yet. He's still trying to figure it out. So it's a combination of that and what you were talking about, building chemistry with the wide receivers. I think that's very true, too.
Oh, definitely. And that throw on Alshon, I know it was last week, whatever, but that throw, once it left his hands, I'm looking at it. I'm like, wow, that was a floater, man. That thing was hung in the air. I didn't know where he was throwing to. I didn't see a corner, no one in the facility. I'm like, whoa, where the hell is this going? And then it goes over Alshon by a little bit. I'm like, damn it, man. Damn, that's a touchdown right there. But, yeah, like you said, the footwork, everything was perfect. It was just, I guess it sailed on him and everything you said, the muscle memory, etc. But I've noticed a lot out of him this year. His footwork has gotten better. His everything's gotten better. Under pressure, that's the one thing that makes him special, man. Under pressure, he doesn't fold, nothing. He doesn't lay down for sacks. He's trying to break people off. He did it again today. Look what he did. I thought he was down. I thought he was sacked. Somehow got the guy off his knee and started, boom. I don't know if it was it a first down?
Was that the one, the blunt where he threw across?
Yeah, there was that one. Then there was another one where he actually escaped from the pocket. I picked up a couple yards, but he was literally, the pocket was collapsing within around him. He took guy off, and then he had a guy wrapped around his leg and got him off, and then picked up a couple yards. And then the game against the Giants, he once again escapes it, shakes, moves. I mean, the guy's, for his size and everything, he's a freak, man.
He is the elusiveness,
and he's a quarterback, dude.
Yeah,
you know, it's just crazy to me.
He's Big Ben size, and he moves like that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It really is.
I know.
And thank God that they were able to run out the remaining 6 minutes and 44 seconds, because the way the Chargers were going, they were going to go right down the field again, weren't they?
Oh, dude, they were going to go right down, and I was really worried, you know, because I look at a lot because I bet on games. You know, I play fantasy, but I bet on games, and the betting line, I think, was 1 point in the Chargers' favorite.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, my God, they go down to kick a field goal. What do they win by a point?
Yep.
They win by a point. And I said, damn, this whole thing is Vegas is getting their money, et cetera, et cetera. And then I thought, well, maybe they might go down and score. The whole thing just had me nervous. I'm like, dude, it shouldn't even be this way, you know? And I said, for the Chargers, they're not a bad team. But I said this on Twitter too. I said that this is what happens when you let teams hang around too long. You know, we had them. We were whooping them. We had them on there, and we kept getting field goal. And now I'm not saying to go out there and go for it on fourth down every damn time. Because, no, trust me, that Giants last week, 4th and 8, what the fuck? You don't go for that. Don't go for that. As I say, I'm not telling you to go for it all the time on fourth down. But we let them hang around too long. 4 field goals, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
By God.
Win the game, I like it a lot, but to win these games, man, we got to start getting more touchdowns in the red zone. It's been 20 years we had this red zone problem. Whether it's Andy Reid, whether it's Chip Kelly, it doesn't matter, man. We got to get fixed.
Yeah. And how about Jake Elliott? You know, the confidence boost. Marvin Lewis is salty as hell. 4 field goals, all from 40-plus yards. You got a 40-yarder, 45-yarder, a 47 one, I believe, and a 53. Are you serious? Jake Elliott. By God. First game, he missed, what, an extra point and like a chip shot? Now all of a sudden he's a god.
I can't believe it. I knew he made – last week when he made the 61-yarder, I said, okay, I was happy, you know, we made it. We won the game. It was like something we never seen in Eagles history, or probably one of the longest kicks in NFL history. I think the longest is like 65 or something like that, 67, whatever. But it was like, wow. But in the back of my head, I kept telling myself, I said, I'm not hyping this kid up because he's going to come right out this week and he's going to miss a 30-yarder because he did it his first game against the Chiefs. And then the week actually in that game, in that Giants game, he actually missed, what was it, a 45-yarder? He missed the first field goal we had.
Yeah.
And he made the last 2 to win the game. Yep. But he missed that.
Like 3 of 5 or 3 of 6 or something like that. That was like the Marvin Lewis quote from this week. Because they asked him about the 61-yarder. He was like, well, isn't he like 3 of 5 or 3 of 6? So salty as hell. That's
what I heard, yeah. And because they lost that game off the field goal, the Bengals.
Yep.
But so coming into this game, I'm like, you know, I'm not going to hype this kid up. People are talking about they're getting his jersey, they're getting building statues. I'm like, look, it was 1 kick. He's going to come on next week and miss a 30-yarder. You're going to say, cut him. But, hell, today he went out there. And I'm talking about I think it was the first one. What was the first field goal? 40 yards or 45, right? Around there, 46?
I think so, yeah. They were all 40-plus, and they were all dead center. They would have went in the freaking Arena League. In those little tiny goalposts, they would have been good on those too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm watching the game. I'm with my dad and my friend, and my friend goes, oh, he's making this automatic. I said, I can't even watch. I'm walking away from the TV. He did make it, though. I just had to walk away because you know, everyone's pumping him up, and my friend's like, oh, yeah, he's the best. He's going to make it. And I'm just like, I don't want to see the disappointment. I'm walking away. I did walk away for a minute. Then I heard it was good right down the middle. I'm like, damn. And then he ends up making 4 straight. This guy, if he keeps it up, I'm not trying to hype him up because Cody Parkey, we hyped him up too. Remember that, man? He has all the franchise records, all of them. And then where the hell is he at now? I don't know what he's doing, but yeah,
he's in Miami.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Jake Elliott, I think, is our future kicker. I think the reason he missed week 2 when he missed against the Chiefs, and the other week, I think it was because he literally never played. You know, he was on the practice squad of the Bengals, and we just signed him and make him start. But I think Caleb Sturgis is out of a damn job.
Oh, he's gone. Bye.
Yeah,
Don't pack your bags. Go look elsewhere now. You're done.
He's got to be done, dude.
Yeah, he's done. Because you have, I mean, he's a rookie too. So you have Jake. He's younger. You got him on the cheap little rookie deal, so you got that going for you too. Jake Elliott is going to be the kicker here. Yeah, what it's going to be. And I wanted him cut after that first missed kick. How about that? Like 99% of Philadelphia wanted to cut him after one kick.
I did too, man.
We're idiots.
I was like, this guy ain't built.
We're all idiots. Oh. Anyway, back to what the topic was in the first place. Jim Schwartz, okay? So my hatred this week, since you people want to call it hatred, my realism this week is going to go towards Jim Schwartz, okay? At some point, this needs to stop. This needs to stop. We are lucky today that the Chargers took, 2.5 quarters to finally realize we have no secondary? So the quick passing game killed us later on. Keenan Allen, Tyrell Williams. And then pretty poor game, too, from Rasul Douglas. So showed a lot of signs the first 3 games, but today he was getting beat, missing tackles. Wasn't a good game for him.
Not at all, man. Not at all. This defense overall, not just him, but overall the defense was disappointing to me. The last week it was disappointing to me. First, I know they had 2 picks and stuff, but you went against probably one of the worst offensive lines, if not the worst offensive line in the NFL. I don't want to hear, because my friend's a Giants fan, and he tells me, well, we took Eric Flowers off of the tackle, and we put who they put at tackle? They put someone else. They put Pugh or somebody. They changed it up last week, though, right before the game.
Look at that. I thought Flowers was in there the whole time.
Nah, he was. I think they just put him at guard, or no, they put him at a right tackle, not left, or some switch something. I can't remember, but
okay, I'll have to look at that now.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, that has nothing. I don't care if he's at guard, if he's at center, if he's at whatever tackle. We should be able to get through. We should have got multiple sacks, and Eli got none. I don't think we got one on him. No, we always sack Eli, and I'm like, what the hell? Then I realized the defense that he was playing Schwartz last week was he was so nervous because our secondary was so banged up with no safeties and everything. He was so nervous that he played off his own, or he played, just comfortable. Let them pick up yards in front of us, but don't let them beat us deep, and don't bring the whole house. Now this week, the Chargers' offensive line is decent. I'm not saying they're the best. I don't think they're great, but we should be able to get through. I think you can call it a sack. That Phillip Rivers will be the strip fumble thing, but
yeah.
You can consider that a sack. But overall, I know everyone's gonna say, well, Fletcher Cox didn't play. Listen, man, you still got all these guys. I know Cox brings a big presence to the line, but we should still be able to get sacks or bring a lot of heat, man, on Phillip Rivers. And I don't think we did that today. That really pissed me off, that front seven. The secondary is even worse. I still like Douglas. Even though he got busted up, this and that. He is a rookie. I get that. I think he still has a lot of grit to him. He's really good at man, but he got beat on that one play. But the safety still didn't help, man. There was no safety over top. I don't know what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The corners, it's just shaky, man. They play good, but then they don't. But I think the first 2 weeks really helped them damn corners, man, that line. We were getting through. I mean, Hicks was coming through. You had Kendricks coming through. Another guy who later on we'll talk about, man, because I don't know. This guy is emerging, Kendricks. He didn't do nothing this week. But
he was responsible for that touchdown run.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
He missed that. He whiffed on that.
Yeah. But I'm saying so far this season, he's played pretty solid compared to what I thought. Yeah. I always thought he was a scrub, but overall, this defense just disappointed me. The past 2 weeks now, the first 2 weeks, it was like, dude, this is a mean defense. If we just start running this ball, man, this and that. Because, we held Tyreek Hill in check. It was like, yo, Tyreek Hill, every week he's putting up 50-plus yard, whatever. And, this and that. We held him in check until the fourth quarter where, Hunt and whoever else busted through, Kareem Hunt, in that Chiefs game. And then I realized the fourth quarter of this game, they broke through. And then the fourth quarter of the Giants game, their offense broke through on our defense. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Something needs to change. I don't know if it's Schwartz's play calling. Like I told you before, he 40. I can't remember the percentage. Blitzing. Okay, that was against Redskins and Chiefs. Once we started dropping corners and safeties, I think his blitzing percentage dropped. But in the first 2 games of the season, he was blitzing more those 2 games than he did out of like 6 games all last year. Yeah. His percentage was high, man. And I haven't seen it the past 2 games. I don't know if he's scared because we're down in the secondary or what, but I don't get it, man. Yeah, I have a big bone to pick with him, and this defense is not good. I mean, it's good, but I don't know what you want to call it. It's not elite.
Yeah, it's not elite. And I've been saying it's not elite. And, people argue with me, but that's the realist in me. They have not been able to stop this quick passing. When quarterbacks get the ball out 3 steps or less, or 3 quick drops, I just fucked that all up. Quick passing game, we can't stop it. That's the point. Yep. All right. The coverage is soft. He likes to play soft coverage because he likes to keep the receiver in front. All right, I get that, but it's too soft. And it's so soft that you're allowing the underneath stuff, and then they're breaking tackles too. So you're seeing that. When I watch the game back tonight, I'm going to look at what was going on, because it seemed like to start the Chargers were taking deeper dropbacks, and it was kind of surprising me. And then as the game went along, it was quicker, and Rivers was getting the ball out. So I'll have to look at that just to make sure that I'm right. But when the Chargers came back, man, they were moving the ball very, very easily.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't get it. And it pisses me off even more because I understand our secondary isn't that good. I know we have Jenkins, McLeod's a solid safety. I like Mills. I like these young corners. I like them, okay? But we do need that guy in that secondary. I know Darby we are missing. And Sidney Jones, I'm not rushing him out there soon. I don't want him getting busted up, man. I want him to prove that he was worth the pick because I can already see it now. He goes out there and he just gets shredded up, because he's coming off the injury. He's a rookie, and everyone just saying, oh, he's not elite. He's not this. He's not that. He's not worth the pick. The whole thing. But we have a lot of elite talent on this damn defense, okay? And it has been for the past 2 years. We have Hicks. He's definitely a top 10 linebacker. I know Cox didn't play today, but you got him. He's definitely a top 3, top 4, top 5 interior lineman. You got Timmy Jernigan, who's a really underrated player in this league, real underrated.
Yes.
And you got Brandon Graham, who's really, it took him damn near, a decade? No, I'm kidding. But it took him a long time to really show up. And this year he's up, and last year he's starting to move up, Brandon Graham. But you have so much talent. It's like, dude, I'm not blaming Jim Schwartz. I think he's still one of the top coordinators in the league. But I think in my head, man, like, what do we need to do to finally get that breakthrough, man? We got, our secondary isn't as good as a lot. I would say the Broncos. Definitely not at all. They have the best secondary in the league. Yeah. But our D-line is similar. Mm-hmm. When the hell are we going to have the breakthrough, man? When the hell are we going to be elite? That's all I want to know. We got all this elite talent, like all this and that. People hype up these players. Where's it at, man? I want to see a shutdown damn defense, bro.
Yeah. I'm not 100% certain. I don't know if Brandon Graham got hurt in this game. Did he exit today? Do you know off the top of your head?
I didn't see him exit. I don't know.
I'll have to look at that too. Okay. Well, if people are saying that Fletcher Cox is like the reason, no. Because, listen, Timmy Jernigan was still balling today. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, everyone's excuse last year with Benny Logan was like, well, he without Cox, he's not as good. Well, without Cox, Timmy Jernigan was a stud muffin, all right? He got into the backfield for a pressure. He got into the backfield for a tackle for loss. And guess what? Bo Allen was making plays too. He had a sack. He was.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, so you had both of those D tackles playing really well today. They were getting deep penetration without Cox, if that's possible.
Exactly.
Possible to get penetration without Cox?
Oh, man.
Deep penetration.
But I say the same thing. Like you just said, I don't get this what people saying about Cox this that. Fletcher Cox is a great player. Like I said before, and I'll say it 100 damn times. He's a lead. Yeah, we get it, but his presence there doesn't matter, man. Timmy Jernigan's still mad good. You still got Brandon Graham. You still got all these guys, and I still want to know what they're doing with the DN spot. I know that Chris Long has been playing pretty solid when he has his time and shot, but with Vinny Curry and then they're bringing Derek Barnett in a little bit. When's Derek Barnett, you think, going to get his full-time damn shot, man? Because this kid is a rookie, I know, but he needs to be let loose, man. This kid can really bring some damage.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I've been hearing a lot of people saying that Derek Barnett's been quiet, but I don't necessarily believe that per se. The numbers don't show it. He doesn't have a sack yet. But another thing, too, it's like I think people's expectations for him got so high because of the preseason. Yeah. At the end of the day, the Eagles' single-season sack record is only 6. It's hard to get sacks in this league, especially for a rookie. And so 6 by Derek Burgess is your record. And I'm sure a lot of people would have thought that Derek Barnett would have cleared that, perfectly. But I can show you a couple plays on tape where Derek Barnett, although he wasn't credited for the sack, he was the one that should have gotten the sack because he helped the teammate get a sack. It's called a sack assist. They don't keep that stat in the NFL. But there's been times, like for Chris Long, for example, he pushed a tackle right back into the pocket, collapsed the pocket, scrambles to his right, the quarterback, and then there's Chris Long to pick up the sack. So I don't remember which game this was, but I remember that very vividly. There were a couple times where you see the shoulder dip from Barnett, and he just couldn't get to the quarterback, like was a half second late. So I've seen him. I've seen it. The numbers don't suggest that he's getting to the quarterback, but I think he's doing a better job than people think he is.
Yeah, we gotta. I don't know. I want to start the kid, but I don't know. I just want to see him ball out. I want to be able to say, hey, my first round pick is a monster, because with the whole Brandon Graham thing, it took so many years and, all that shit. I don't know.
I think people are getting unnecessarily frustrated. It's okay. It's all right. Derek Barnett will be okay.
I hope so, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Pretty much it. We got all the topics. Deep crossing routes were killing us. Posts were killing us. Other than that, I got nothing else in my little notebook.
I guess that's it.
It's final thoughts time. This was the point where I was going to ask you if there's anything I missed, if you want to talk about.
Anything you missed? Well, we hit on the secondary. We hit on the defense. We hit on Jim Schwartz. We give credit to Doug Peterson. We talked about the run game. See, that's the funny thing. Once we let go of this show and I go back and rewatch it, I'm be like, damn, we should have brought this up. We should have brought that up.
Always happens.
I do it all the time. I make a video and then I go, I'm about to cam up again. I'm about to make another video real quick. I'm like, wait. And then I'm like, no. Next video I'll bring it up, and then I forget and whatever. We hit on everything, man. One more thing we'll talk about. We'll make it real quick because this video is kind of long for the people. People I don't think want to watch like 3 hours of us, but
I don't know. They might want to watch 3 hours.
Yeah, if they do, man, hell, you know what I'm saying? Fair play to them. But what do you think?
What do you think? Over 100 viewers right now, so they're watching.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say, I think our expectations for Alshon Jeffery have been a little too high going into the season. How do you feel about Alshon so far? I'm not saying he's playing like a bum. I'm not saying he's a scrub. I was expecting. I know it's only week 4. It's not week 16, and he has the stats he has now. I'll be flipping out, of course. But so far, how do you feel he's played? I want to see this. What I've seen from him with the Chicago Bears when 2013. I mean, dude, he was like Odell damn Beckham, dude. He was every week it was putting up yards. Every week he was elite, one-hand catches. He was ripping guys off him. And I thought we were going to get a special talent like that, like a guy who's a straight-up game changer. And I'm not saying he is, and I still think he's a top receiver. I don't know if it's Wentz not throwing to him a lot, if he's getting double covered. What is it? And I'm not going to put him up there with Odell because I will say this. Odell, I hate the Giants, but he is one hell of a fucking talent, man. I don't even like the guy. I think he's a crybaby drama queen. But I watched his first game back, okay? I watched his first game back against us. And I'm not saying our secondary is something special because it's not. The guy is just amazing, dude. I mean, he comes right back, one-hand catch like this. I mean, no one can cover that. And I'm like, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I had a talent like that. But how do you feel about Alshon so far? You think he can still be like a game changer? Not like Odell, but like still be what he was?
Yeah. Here's what I'll say, because there's two ways you can look at this. First of all, his yards would be a lot better if Carson Wentz hit those two deep balls, that he was wide open. But then you can also look at it this way. He's struggling against top corners. So the first game against Josh Norman, kind of shut down. Second game, he only had 2 catches against Marcus Peters. His other 5 receptions came against Terrence Mitchell and Phillip Gaines. Struggled against Janoris Jenkins last week. Struggled this week against Casey Hayward. Casey Hayward was shadowing him today. And, Casey Hayward, I wouldn't even say he's an elite corner. I think he's top 20. I think he's very underrated. But I wouldn't say he's elite. So, on one hand, the stats can look better. But on the other hand, you're paying Alshon Jeffery to be a number 1 wide receiver. And if you're number 1 wide receiver, that means you should be beating the opposing team's number 1 cornerback. And he's really not so far.
Yeah, he's not. And it's only week 4, so maybe I got to wait. I understand he brings a big presence to the game. And that's why every year we always say, Ertz is going to break out this year. Ertz is going to break out. But I'll tell you right now this year, he is breaking out.
Yeah.
Number 1 out of tight ends. I think he's first in yards, first receptions, first. He's top 10 in receiving yards out of any position. Any position.
It's unbelievable.
So exactly. He's having his breakout year. And see, this is the thing. He's having his breakout year, but it's coming from the benefit. I think I always like Zach Ertz. I always believed in him. I think he's a really good tight end. Strong hands, quick. He's a modern day tight end. He's not a great blocker and all that, but he's like a Jordan Reed or whatever. I think his success is coming off the presence of Alshon and maybe Torrey Smith because he's a deep threat. Okay?
It's a great point.
So Alshon does bring that to our team and to the game for us, his presence, and so does Torrey Smith. At the end of the season, we'll get more into this, but all I want to know is that presence really worth paying that much money just so Zach Ertz can catch half 1,000 yards? I don't know. It's just something I thought of. Is it worth another receiver have 1,000 yards so he could be there? But you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I'm giving Alshon Jeffery money regardless. I know maybe what we've seen isn't what we expected per se. Maybe his price tag will come a little cheaper. We'll see. I think you have to sign him, and I think as the chemistry builds between him and Wentz, I think we'll see better numbers too. So, the one ball he threw, like the 20 yards to the right sideline, I don't know if that was supposed to be a back shoulder ball or what, but that didn't look like they communicated very well there. So I still think it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, but then it's like I want to see him get more separation against the top corners. So because you look at this division, you're going to be playing Josh Norman and Janoris Jenkins 2 times a year. You got to be beating these guys.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. That's my thoughts on Alshon Jeffery. I'm not worried. He could have 100 more yards, but it is what it is right now. I'm cool with him. Yeah,
we'll see how everything goes. I'm still cool with him, but
it's not what I expected. I'll say that. I thought he'd be better.
Yes, so far it's not, and even in the preseason it was like that. I'm watching, I'm going, just something ain't there like I was expecting. And, it seems like every time I'm not saying he's bad. Once again, he's still in week 4. We'll see. Every time we sign talent, I think us fans might overhype him a little bit, even though he has been a top 10 receiver at some point in his career. So he has the resume. Yeah. And he has it, and he played with shitty quarterbacks. Jay Cutler. His best year was when Josh McCown was under center. Remember in 2013? Yeah. And I'm like, damn, he's getting Carson Wentz now. He's going to ball out. I think we brought in a lot of people in free agency and they haven't lived up to whatever. The only guy to live up to our expectations right off the bat and do it all year long was Terrell Owens, dog. And that's what I thought was going to happen with Alshon, but we still have time to go. But you got to agree with that. T.O. was the man. As soon as he came in, it was boom. Right away, he showed why he was the best receiver in the NFL at the time.
Yeah, sometimes, it does take some time. And then sometimes you see immediate benefits like Timmy Jernigan, for example. Like he got traded for, and he's been unbelievable from the start. So you just never know, with some of these guys. All right, so we'll do final thoughts now, and we'll get out of here. So what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about before we get out?
I don't know, man. All I got to say is keep running that damn ball.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Doug, go 9-1. Let's keep it going. This matchup this week, Arizona, I don't know if they just beat the 49ers one, but it was a close game. It was field goals the whole time. Arizona can be beaten, and they should be beaten. And by us. But you know what? They always have a thorn on our side. Always, man. And that's why I hate them, okay? I love Bruce Arians. He's one hell of a coach. I watch his football life. I admire coaches, so he's one of my favorite coaches. I wish he was the Eagles coach personally with Wentz, this and that. He's a quarterback whisperer, but
also,
I hate
Temple.
Yeah. He coached Temple. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be tougher than people think this game, and it shouldn't be because that O-line's terrible. If Dallas is getting through and getting sacks on them like that, then we should be able to go through them. Then again, I said that about the Giants. It didn't happen. Palmer's playing shaky. Their defense is still solid, but we'll see what happens. It should be a really good game. We should run down their damn throats, and we should win that game. That's next week, though. That's my final thoughts, though. I will say this, though. Follow me on Twitter at IamCarlo609 and subscribe to me on YouTube. Just type in I Am Carlo on YouTube. Boom, I should pop it up. Type in I Am Carlo all together. Eagles, I guess. And maybe my videos will pop up and subscribe to me. Check me out.
Yeah, I will definitely put your information in not only the comments section but the description box. So you need more subs, dude. You're smart as fuck. I mean, it's ridiculous. You should be at like 3,000-4,000, but whatever.
I wish, man.
That's just the way it works sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Yeah, dude. And thank you for coming on. It was kind of late notice too, because unfortunately, Mike, one of his friends, passed away. So
man,
it really sucks. So I was scrambling to find somebody today, and I'm really glad you came on. So that's my final thought. Mike, I hope you're doing all right. It really fucking sucks, but it happened to me a couple years ago when I lost my cousin. He was one of my best friends. His name was Mike DeSandro. So you just never know, man. So I know that Sean Brace lost his father last week. So deaths are coming, and it just sucks, and I hate it. And fuck death. That's my final thought.
Yeah.
There you go. So for I Am Carlo, I am Adrian Fedke, the man with more names than P. Diddy. You're out. Peace.